Okay. Good evening. I am Amun Brownie as your teacher for today, and I'm here to talk about limits. So, what are limits? A limit tells us what value a function is getting closer to as the input x gets closer to a certain number. And there are two primary ways to solve these. So, first is direct substitution, and second is factoring. So first, let's try to solve a polynomial. So let's try to get limit of x as x approaches 4 of x squared minus 7x plus 12. But first, let's split this up. So, okay, limit of x squared minus limit of 7x plus limit of 12. So first, let's try to factor this out. So, what are two numbers when multiplied together become 12, but when added together become negative 7? So we have x minus 3 and the quantity of x minus 4. 4. Negative 3 times negative 4 equals to 12. Negative 3 times negative 3 minus 4 equals to negative 7. So let's try to substitute now with our value for x approaches 4. So 4 minus 3, and then 4 minus 4. 4 minus 3, 1. 4 minus 4, 0. Multiply still becomes 0. Okay. So our final answer is 0. But now, let's try to solve a rational function. So we will have the limit of x as x approaches negative 1 of x cubed over the quantity of x plus 1 squared. So first, well, we can't factor this out. It's not possible. So let's go to substitution. So at first, let's write this, split it up over x plus the limit of 1. So let's go to substitution. So we have negative 1 cube, and then negative 1 plus 1 squared. Negative 1 cubed equals to negative 1. Negative raised to an odd number becomes negative. So we have negative 1 for numerator, then negative 1 plus 1. It is still the same as 1 minus 1, so we have 0. This equals to 0 squared. 0 squared, 0 times 0 equals to 0. So we have this negative 1 over 0, which is considered as undefined, which can be written as. So now we're going to be solving a radical. So here we will be solving the limit of a radical expression. So here we have limit of x up. Okay. So here we will be solving a radical expression. So we have the limit of x as x approaches 16 of x minus 16 over square root of x minus 4. So if you have directly substituted it you would know that this equals to 0. But there's another way of solving this, and this is by multiplying this entire fraction by the conjugate. So our conjugate would be the denominator, since in order to solve this, we need to eliminate this radical sign. So our conjugate would be would be our denominator, but with the opposite sign. So it would be square root of x plus 4, square root of x plus square root of x plus 4. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to multiply the whole fraction. So for our numerator, we will just copy paste. I will explain it later. 16 root of x. Then we will multiply our denominator. So square root of x times square root of x equals to x. Negative 4 times positive 4 equals to negative 16. Well, the reason why we just copy pasted our numerators is so that it becomes much more easier to cancel out our common factors, which is x minus 16. So as we cancel this out, we're left with square root of x plus 4. Now this is our time to substitute our x, which is going to have the value of 16. So square root of 16 plus, plus 4. Square root of 16 equals to 4 plus 4, 4 is equals to 8. So far, solving limits is pretty easy. Yes, as long as you understand the basics. So this tutorial was made so that I could explain the basic concept of limits, and this can serve as your foundation on solving future problems that involve limits in the field of calculus. So thank you. So far, we have learned on how to evaluate the limit of a function as x approaches a certain number, and we also have learned on how to solve the limit of a function using direct substitution and simplifying by factorization. And one key advice that I want to share with you guys is that even though it may seem hard, even if you make mistakes while solving, you must keep trying, because as long as you keep trying on solving, you will eventually find the right one.